you all are transitional. You are in the transitional period of education, and we're transitioning from a world of knowing facts to knowing how to access facts. So you all came through a system that's probably still teaching you no stuff, no facts, right? Really what you need to know is how to figure things out and how to find facts and how to put those facts into motion, into action, use those facts to get results. The goal today is, I don't have words started here. Do I have notes? Let's see what notes looks like. That's pretty small. The goal today, know how to access facts and use them to get results. Like, that's the goal. And so you're in a transitional period in the educational system. How many people come from, your experience up to this point has been like, memorize this stuff, take the multiple choice test in like the vast majority of your classes, right? How many of you have had that experience where you're like, who cares? Like, I don't care when the Magna Carta happened or even what the hell that is. Like, who cares, right? Like, practical orientation, all that matters is like, can I use it to get results? What are the results that I want? What do I need to put into play? What do I need to use to get those results? That's all that matters. Ultimately, it all comes down to results. Some of that stuff can really inform you. The Magna Carta, Luis, was the Magna Carta?
First written document about rights.
First written document about rights. Wow. That sounds kind of important to be able to use and know at times, right? Like, that's an important document. First written document about rights. When did it come out? Anybody know? I won't put Luis on the spot. That was awesome. He had the answer. I did not. When did it come out? Anybody know? Luis is a philosopher.
Very long time ago.
Magna Carta Wiki. Is a charter agreed by King 1215, first drafted by the Archbishop to make peace between an unpopular king and rebel barons, promised the protection of church rights, protection of the barons from illegal imprisonment, access to justice, and limitation of feudal payments. Basically, taxation, justice, right? Banning illegal imprisonment, like human rights. 1200, 1215, Magna Carta. That's kind of a cool. That's all you need to know. And now you're like, that's usable, right? Like, man, rights are important. Started the Magna Carta in 1200. That's like one of the seminal moments in the history of human right protection and equitability. Like, that's cool. But, ask yourself, can I use this? And if so, how? But you're in a transitional period of education because most education is still about teaching you facts for facts' sake. That's actually kind of a funny phrase. Oh, for facts' sake. Oh, for facts' sake. More facts for facts' sake. This facts and sucks. That's kind of funny, right? So can you use it? Can you put it into play? They're everything I needed to know from business school. This is also really important. We're on a tangent. Sell lots of stuff. Revenue greater than costs. Hire good people. Reduce expenses. That's it. That's like financial health. That's the entire game. You get lost in the educational system thinking bachelor's, master's, and you think, well, I could choose anything to study so long as I get... No. Like, not all bachelor's degrees, not all master's degrees, not all doctorate degrees are the same. Granted, you get a doctorate, you have good odds of getting a good paying job. But I know people with doctorates in history who get paid beans and they don't have a good job because there's not a lot of demand for doctorates in history. You never hear anybody saying, a historian! We need a historian! Somebody send a historian quick! Never. Nobody ever says that. You do hear people saying, doctor! I need a doctor! Send a doctor quick! You hear that. You hear people saying, oh God, I got to go to the dentist this morning. Jesus, what's going on with my mouth? Call the dentist. Can he get me in today? Historians never get that call. Nobody ever wakes up and is like, I got to see a historian today. Oh my God. I got to figure out this Magna Carta thing now. Nobody ever makes that call, feels that in the morning. Not all bachelor's, masters, and doctorates are the same. You are in a game of selling stuff. If you don't have stuff to sell, and if you don't sell a lot of it, and if you can't command a high price and make good profit, revenue greater than expenses, you ain't going to be as healthy because wealth and health are directly correlated. You're not going to be, you're going to be more challenged. You're not going to be as cared about in our society. We have a meritocracy, and we have a total caste system based on wealth. That's the facts. So you need to be focused on facts that you can put into use to get results. And the results you need to get are sell lots of stuff, revenue greater than expenses, hire good people, reduce expenses, revenue greater than costs. That's the game. And you don't get taught that anywhere, not even in business school. Why? That's what's going on. It pisses me off that nobody ever taught that to me. That I had to figure that out on my own. It wasn't until I learned this thing right here when I saw that, I'm like, it's so simple. How come that's not being taught? That should be like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, junior high, high school. That is the game. I didn't learn this until I went to a training that cost me $2,000 for a weekend from a guy who's a venture capitalist in Canada, and I'm trying to figure out business, and he's like, man, this is it right here. It's all you got to know. I'm like, that's genius. So your entire game needs to be like, am I going to be able to sell? Do I have skills to sell when I get hired? What kind of a price will I be able to command? People do shout for programmers. People do shout for doctors. They never shout for historians or poets. Never. Unless you're like happen to be some amazing screenwriter in LA, but even then they aren't going to treat you that well. All right, that was my little rant about facts.